Hey friends, so today I'm going to go through some old songs on my headless M8. You have probably seen this tracker. It is a little gadget, but you can also run it on a teensy. And so I've had this for a few years and I've written some weird songs and I want to explore them a little bit. I'm going to plug this in. I'll go into the application and tell you about it and what I have made. Nothing too exciting, but something. I also reserve the right to get triggered and mute my mic and also turn off the camera. So here you can see my config file for M8C. M8C is a C program that allows you to communicate over USB serial to the teensy in order to emulate the screen and the input of the M8 device. So I kind of have some sort of like Vim keybinds. I was using keypad for a while, but I'm just using keyboard now. Anyway, I think that's enough talking. I'll open up M8C. I think I'll close that. So there's this. We'll switch this. I'm going to put a little bit of a screensaver here. And over here we have the terminal for M8C in case there's any errors. That will be useful. So I don't know what I changed here. Just save that. Right. So do we make keybind set correctly? No. Should I shut this? Yep, this is how it's going to be. This is my idea for the video. So here I am, and I'm gone. So I'm going to go through these in reverse order, because it's kind of an interesting way that my style has changed over time, and also I have no idea how long this is going to be, but we have a few different categories of things that I made a long time ago, but there's really not that much on here. I didn't experiment much with different genres. I actually have no idea what most of these are. These were from, can talk more about these when we get to them, but for now, here I have these like random songs of which I posted a few recently. And we'll start with the latest. A lot of these I never posted because they weren't really songs. They were just experiments and also chaos. So expect a lot of noise, a lot of strange chaos, but we'll see how it is. Okay, so this one is pretty basic. I didn't create a lot of patterns, nor did I really experiment too deeply with the instruments. But it sounds interesting at a few different rates, and with a little bit more work, it could be an interesting soundscape. I'm going to move on. So let's see what's in here. Okay, well, this one is pretty fun. There's a lot of different ways that it can sound. I would say that this track was maddeningly repetitive, and I must have been having a day because I sometimes wonder about my sanity regarding these little musical experiments. I have no idea when I made this or what I was feeling like, but apparently it's a function of something. Oh, these are the methods of my madness. Let's move on. This one is kind of fun to play with. I would say that this is also incredibly maddening pattern. Okay, well, that's what I made, and here you can see I'm using these empty ones, but it is something that I do with these uneven patterns where they just loop in different ways, but there is no unevenness here other than these breaks. So occasionally you'll line up these breaks differently on the 3 tracks, and that's what creates the progression. In any case, we'll move on because honestly, I think this track is empty. Yeah, there's nothing here. I don't know if I deleted it or hid it or something. Do I even have an instrument? No. Alright, well, that's fine. We'll look at the next one. Okay, this one is cool. I like it. It's funny because it's unlike the other ones in that this is almost entirely FM instruments, and every pattern chain even is just one phrase. And I'm using, oops, I'm using the chance effect a lot. So it's funny that it sounds like it has so much variety. So anyway, this was clearly an experiment in sound design and more so than song composition. We'll move on. Don't know what this is. Layout. I think I was trying to figure out how to export, how to control a different instrument with this thing, but I couldn't get it to work. Let's see, what is this one? This might sound familiar. I think I did upload this one. So this one is different. It's more of a song. Clearly has some sort of progression. Even though there's few patterns, and yet I don't have much to say about it. Moving on. Wow, this one is interesting. It's a lot longer than the other ones, but it looks copy-pasted from a certain set that I made. Maybe that's because I was trying to render it out. Okay, it's kind of cool. I really like how this one turned out. There were some different things that I usually don't do, such as post-processing in the form of modulating effects throughout the song, as well as more variation than I usually put into a song. And I think that I spent a lot of time working on this, and it was kind of at the end of a stretch of songs that I was making for a while. So I had been sort of immersed in the device. So that's why this one sounds different, I think. I was putting a little bit more effort into it because I was desperately trying to escape reality. And it's possible that some of these are duplicates. It looks like this might be the same, like a copy of it. I don't know. But I posted those, so I'm actually going to... Oh, I see these are both J0, C3. So we'll go back to this one, L1. What could that mean? It was pretty overstimulating, to say. But that's okay, you know, we like that. Sometimes when I'm really feeling it, I have to scream in computer, and this is my way of doing that. Moving on, look at a few of these variants of this project and see if they're any different, but I don't know. see this one is PN0, which probably means it was the piano version. So what's that about? Don't have much to say about that one. so that one is actually my most viewed music ever. So I guess if people like that one, I kind of like it too. But we'll see where it started with the project before that. This appears to be the same thing. Okay, so I had cleaned up some of the repetitive space filling. So this was the recent sort of bout of using this device, and before that there were a few other categories. What's in the root directory here is the oldest stuff, but this was the one sort of session period in which I was using it before. And in here, I don't know what that is, and it's only one track, so we're going to go out of order. I'm going to see what the heck this is. Prepare yourself for the worst sounds you've ever heard. All right, not too bad. Just a short and sweet little experiment with piano, and I enjoyed that. Oops! Oh, I went into live mode. No, okay. We'll go ahead and dive into the second most recent period in which I was making songs, and we'll start with the last one that I made. Okay, so it's kind of interesting for such a condensed little song. I just used 2 chains, but it's not that interesting, and I'm afraid that as we move further back into the past, these songs may in fact be quite simple. 660 tempo, oh my gosh. What was I doing here? I'm almost afraid to press play. But here goes. echo. That's kind of interesting. It's kind of fun. What's next? So it's funny that this one is in that folder because it's actually a very old track from my earlier days with this device. And so, well, I'm getting a bit tired and I've only gone through about half of these files, but it is some of the most recent stuff. We'll briefly demo some of these remaining tracks in this folder and we'll see where we're at. Well, I don't know if that is her song, but it is something. And just don't know. Seems to be the same thing. Or perhaps I've heard it too many times. And then we had this one experiment in what I thought might be acid techno, but I think it turned into something else. This was a moment where I think I picked up the device and played with it, and then I put it away for months, once more again. Doesn't that just grind your soul to dust? Oh my gosh. Let's see what else we've got. I had some more songs in the root directory from long ago, but oh, actually they were in this root directory, so I don't feel like really going through a lot of these. Here you can see some of those piano tracks that I was making. I'll show some of those. This may have been the one that I just played. A lot of these are bounced pretty low. So yeah, I don't know. These are just some old tracks. We'll see what else we've got. Just briefly skipping over a few. We'll see what is my third track ever with the thing. And then we'll go down to the first one. And then this I expect to be pretty simple. Though I am using an FM synth, so it may actually be incredibly strange. Let's have a listen. All right, well, I think in this one there are some samples missing. This is a sampler, but because I moved the folders, it probably doesn't have this. Or maybe I'm not sure. However, that's just as well. I don't really care. Yeah, same thing here, kind of. Here I'm just playing with, I think that's macro synths plot. I'm just experimenting with sound. Now, what is the first thing that I made? It's 4 patterns. Alright, what does it look like? Do I remember? Immediately I was messing with LFOs on resonance and timbre and something in the pattern, or in the table. What is this one like? I guess the arpeggios are a necessity, though perhaps I didn't make these, I don't know, let's see. Wow, it's experimental. Alright, well that's kind of fun. I don't really want to end on that note, so let's see if there's anything in here that was a little bit more interesting from these early tracks. I don't know what this has actually some exclamation points on it, so let's see what it sounds like. I remember this one. I uploaded this one. It's a bit repetitive. Yeah, it can't be. It's not a good one. Well, I guess none of these are good. Oh. Piano. It's a little out of tune. I have to go over there. So fairly certain each of these tracks is the same instrument, I just use it as different polyphony on the piano. Truly maddening. Well, I hope that was fun. It's been about an hour, and here I'm going to end the video. Remember that self-care is self-love. You are good. Keep holding on. Take care of yourself. You're also lovable. And you know what else? We'll just give you a little bit of this because I know it's what you need.